There's a moment when someone calls you out. It doesn't matter who. A partner whose eyes have suddenly gone cold with accusation. A parent whose voice drips with the venom of disappointment. A friend who leans in, their tone a conspiratorial knife, and says, "You've changed. You're not the person I thought you were." In that moment, the world contracts to a single, unbearable point of pressure. Your chest tightens. A hot, acidic flush rises in your throat. Every fiber of your being, conditioned by years of social domestication, screams one command: defend yourself. You want to explain. You want to clarify your intentions, to lay bare your soul and show them the purity of your motives. You want to say, "No, you don't understand. The reason I did that was because..." You want to build a fortress of words around your actions, a logical, beautiful structure that will prove your innocence and win back their approval. Do you feel it? That desperate, clawing need? That is the sound of the trap springing shut. That is the feeling of the rope tightening around your neck. Because the fundamental rule of power, the secret they don't teach you in schools or churches, is this: defending yourself is weakness. Silence is power. When you defend, you have already lost. You have accepted their frame. You are the defendant in the court of their opinion, scrambling for a verdict of innocent. You are pleading, and power never pleads. Power observes. Power waits. Power understands that the person who throws the accusation is the one revealing their hand. They are showing you their fear, their insecurity, their limit. They are telling you exactly where the button is, and your first instinct is to press it back with a flurry of frantic explanations. Stop. Let your silence hang in the air. Let it become a chasm between you. Let their accusation echo into the void you have created. Watch them. Watch their eyes dart, their posture shift. They were expecting a fight, a negotiation, a performance. They were expecting you to dance. Instead, you have become a wall of cold, unyielding marble. And they are the ones left stumbling in the emptiness. This is not a tactic. This is a fundamental recalibration of your existence. You must understand the psychology at play. People do not operate on logic. They operate on perception. And the perception of someone who does not need to explain themselves is the perception of someone who is above judgment. They are the judge. This brings us to the paradox that will shatter your programming. Clarity is for therapy. Control is for power. Therapy is a warm, safe room where you unpack your feelings to be understood. Power is a cold, brutal battlefield where you project an image to be obeyed. To seek clarity in a power dynamic is to bring a knife to a gunfight. You are using the tools of vulnerability in a world that rewards only invulnerability. When your mother says, "You never call me anymore," and you reply, "Mom, I've been so busy with the new project, I'm just overwhelmed, I promise I'll call next week," you are seeking clarity. You are asking for her understanding. You have handed her your power on a silver platter. She now knows your schedule, your pressures, your emotional state. She has a map to your weaknesses. The Machiavellian response? Silence. A slow, deliberate blink. Or, if you must, a single, cold phrase that reframes the entire interaction. Is that how you see it? You have not denied it. You have not confirmed it. You have held up a mirror to her perception and made it the subject of discussion. Suddenly, she is no longer the accuser. She is the analyst of her own feelings. The pressure is back on her. You have not moved an inch. This is where the lesson becomes most difficult, most vital, because your greatest threats are not your enemies. Your enemies are predictable. Your greatest threats are your loved ones. Family ties are ropes they'll use to choke you. Cut them when power demands. I do not mean to disown them. I mean to sever the emotional ropes they use to bind you. The rope of expectation. The rope of guilt. The rope of shared history that they use to demand you remain the person you were, not the person you must become. They love the version of you that is convenient for them, the one who makes them feel secure, who validates their worldview. When you begin to change, to ascend, to harden into a form of pure will, they will feel it. They will not see your growth, they will feel your distance. And they will pull those ropes. They will accuse you of being cold, of being selfish, of abandoning them. They will use the language of love to wage a war against your evolution. They do this not out of malice, but out of fear. Your change reflects their own stagnation. Your power highlights their own lack of it. So they will try to drag you back into the warm, comfortable mediocrity of the fold. You must let them. Let them pull. Let them scream. Let them call you monster. You must stand, silent and unmoved, like a mountain in a hurricane. You are not abandoning them. You are choosing yourself. You are choosing the harsh, lonely path of power over the gentle, crowded path of compliance, because the one who sacrifices their own assent for the comfort of others is not a saint. They are a slave, and a slave cannot protect anyone, least of all themselves. This philosophy is not an abstract concept. It is a tool, and, like any tool, it must be sharpened and applied. Let us walk through the battlefield of your life. In business, you propose a bold, risky venture. A subordinate, let's call him Mark, speaks up in a meeting. "I'm just not sure the data supports this," he says, cloaking his challenge in the respectable garb of pragmatism. It seems like we're ignoring the clear trends from Q3. The old you would have opened a spreadsheet. You would have said, "Actually, Mark, if you look at the extrapolated growth model and factor in the new market penetration, you'll see that the long-term ROI outweighs the initial risk." You have just spent 10 minutes proving to everyone in the room that Mark is your intellectual equal. You have invited a debate. You have shown that your authority can be questioned. You have trained Mark and everyone else to challenge you again. The new you, the cold-blooded you. You let Mark finish. You do not look at the spreadsheet. You do not look at your notes. You look at Mark. You hold his gaze for 3 seconds too long. A silence that feels like an eternity descends. Then you say, in a flat, toneless voice, "Noted." And you move to the next agenda item. What has happened here? You have not addressed his point. You have addressed him. You have communicated, without a single argument, that his opinion has been received, filed, and dismissed as irrelevant. You have not engaged with his logic. You have demonstrated the utter insignificance of it compared to your will. The rest of the team feels a collective chill. They learn a far more valuable lesson than any data point. Challenging you is a futile and embarrassing act. Mark will not speak up again. He has been neutered not by a superior argument, but by a superior aura. Now, let's descend into the more intimate and therefore more dangerous arena of a relationship. Your partner looks at you across the dinner table. The food is cold between you. "I feel like you're a million miles away," they say. "You're here, but you're not here. I don't feel connected to you anymore." The trap is sprung. The emotional ropes are coiled. The instinct is to reassure, to perform connection. "No, baby, of course not. It's just been a stressful week. You have just bargained. You have promised a future behavior to fix a present feeling. You have confirmed their assessment. You have agreed that you are, in fact, distant, and that it is a problem to be fixed. The power is entirely theirs. The cold-blooded response: you put your fork down. You look at them, not with warmth, but with a calm, detached curiosity. You let the silence fill the space where their expectation of an apology should be. And then you ask, "Is that how you see it?" Again, the mirror. You are not denying their feeling. You are questioning its authority. You are implying that their perception is a subjective reality, not an objective truth. You are saying, "Your feeling is your own. It is not my responsibility to validate or fix it." This is devastatingly powerful. It forces them to confront the fact that their emotional state is their own domain. It creates a profound and unsettling distance. They may get angry, they may cry. Let them. Their emotional storm is not yours. You are the unmoving rock. You are the eye of the hurricane. By refusing to be swayed by their emotional weather, you become its master. Even in your social life among friends, this principle holds. A group of you are talking. Someone makes a backhanded comment about your recent success. "Must be nice," they say with a smirk, "to have time for all that when some of us are working real jobs." The group laughs. It's a joke, but it's a test. They are probing for humility, for a sign that you still belong to the tribe, that you haven't forgotten your place. The defensive response is to downplay your success. "Ha ha ha. Well, it's not as glamorous as it looks. I've been working my ass off. You guys have no idea." You are apologizing for your own victory. You are shrinking yourself to make them comfortable. You are failing the test. The cold-blooded response. A slight, almost imperceptible smile. You don't break eye contact with the person who spoke. You let the awkwardness of their joke land with a thud. You say nothing, or, if you must, a quiet, dismissive, "And?" That single word is a fortress. It says, "Yes, it is nice, and your point is?" It refuses to engage with the passive aggression. It refuses to offer the humility they are demanding. It puts the onus back on them to explain their pathetic jab, which they cannot do without looking small and jealous. You have not won an argument. You have simply demonstrated that you are operating on a different level entirely. These are the tactics, the verbal scalpels. Noted. Is that how you see it? And? Your perspective is interesting. We'll see. Short, cold, and final. They are not designed to win a debate. They are designed to end it, on your terms, by making the other person feel the chilling void of your indifference. But this is only the beginning. The words are just the shadow cast by the substance. You must cultivate the aura. This is the art of becoming a source of low-grade, perpetual fear. Not terror. Fear is crude. This is a quiet, unnerving dread. It is the aura of someone who is not playing the same game as everyone else. It is built on 3 pillars: stillness, the gaze, and silence. Your body language must betray no weakness, no fidgeting, no nervous tapping, no looking away when challenged. Your movements should be economical, deliberate. Each gesture should have weight. When you are still, be truly still. Become a statue. People are wired to interpret stillness as a sign of supreme confidence or a predator about to strike. They will fill that stillness with their own anxiety. Your gaze is your primary weapon. Do not stare aggressively. That is a sign of insecurity. Look through people. When they speak to you, hold their gaze with a calm, analytical intensity. Let your eyes be like 2 dark pools that give nothing back. You are not looking at their face, you are evaluating their soul. You are seeing their weaknesses, their fears, their desires. They will feel it. They will feel naked under your scrutiny, and they will be the ones to break eye contact. And finally, silence. We have spoken of it, but you must master its many shades. There is the silence of contemplation after a question, forcing the asker to wonder if their query was even worthy of a response. There is the silence in a negotiation after you have made your offer, where you simply wait. The other party, desperate to fill the void, will inevitably start negotiating against themselves. There is the silence of pure presence, where you enter a room and say nothing, yet your quiet energy dominates the space, making everyone else speak in hushed, reverent tones. This is the path. It is a lonely one. You will be misunderstood. You will be called cold, cruel, a monster. They will see your detachment and mistake it for a lack of feeling, when in fact it is the ultimate act of feeling, the feeling for your own destiny, your own power, above all else. They are chained to their hearts, to their need for approval, to the fragile comfort of the herd. They are buffeted by every emotional wind. They are passengers in their own lives. You will be the one who builds the ship. You will be the one who reads the stars. You will be the one who steers through the storm, not with emotion, but with a cold, hard, unbreakable will. They will call you monster. They will call you cold, but they will never call you victim. And in this world, that is the only victory that matters.